All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking about vacuum filling cooling systems. All right, vacuum filling cooling systems. Ingenious invention, required tools on a lot of vehicles. A lot of vehicles in service information, it says vacuum fill it. It's a required piece of equipment nowadays. And I'm going to go over two different types of them, the advantages and disadvantages. All right, the first one I'm going to go over is the universal U-View vacuum filler. It's called Airlift. Now this one is a universal fit. It just has a rubber little plug to go in the radiator, and you have two separate hoses. One's for sucking the air out, vacuum filling. You pull a vacuum into the cooling system and then you suck it in. It's a great way to fill a cooling system. Again, a lot of manufacturers require it. Now, advantages of this system is you don't need a bunch of adapters. The disadvantages is it doesn't really fit all that well. That's one of the problems with this kind of universal is you wind up having to kind of jury rig, blocking off ports, and it's really easy to get some air in the system, especially with the two separate hoses, which I don't have with me because I gave this away. This is my old one. And okay, but not the best. You get some air in the system, so it's kind of not the best. But you do have some issues where you're going to have those adapters. One option for those situations is this Smart Fit Radiator Universal Adapter Kit. I believe it's from Redline. I'll have it in the Amazon store, but it's basically a similar type bladder, but you've got more options as far as size on this kit. So that's one option. But really your best option is to have the correct adapter. Even with the universal, it still works better with the correct adapter because you have a uniform surface, it seals better, you pull a better vacuum. Now recently I upgraded to the Matco Vacuum Venturi Cooling System Refiller. Part number is MCR103A. I will try to find one of these in the Amazon store, but I haven't found one yet that has the dedicated stant style connector on it. Now, as you can see, it has a standard stant style adapter cap. So you've got a sure seal. You know if you've got a vacuum leak, you've got a leak, because this is not going to leak like, say, the universal. The other thing I like about this system is you've got two dedicated hoses. You pull vacuum on one side with this valve closed. While it's pulling a vacuum, you open this valve, you can get all the rest of the air out of the line. Once it is completely sucked out, you close this valve and you open this valve and you pull your coolant in. Now we keep a bunch of 5-gallon buckets full of OEM coolants. That's the easiest way to do it. Get yourself some 5-gallon buckets, fill it with coolant, suck it in. As you can see, we've got a vacuum gauge to check for leaks. When you pull a vacuum, you're going to want to close the valve and make sure that it's holding that vacuum. Just like an air conditioning system, if it's not holding vacuum, you've got a leak. You need to find that leak so you can repair the vehicle correctly. I really do prefer this style for a couple reasons. One, the two valves, the Airlift, unfortunately, only has two separate hoses, so you can get air in the system. You have to disconnect and reconnect, kind of suck and close valves and stuff. This one eliminates all that. Much better system. I know it's available from Matco, Snap-on, Cornwell, and I think Mac, but don't quote me on that because I don't have a Mac dealer, and I didn't look before I started filming this video. But it's definitely something. This is a system that you definitely should invest in. A lot of cars' cooling systems are getting more and more complex, more and more difficult to get the air out. That's the big thing. You do this, You don't have to sit there and wait for the car to warm up, to burp. Put your cap on, make sure your overflow tank's full, and go drive it. 99% of the time, you're going to be good to go. You know it doesn't have a leak because it held vacuum, right? And you're going to be able to have all the air out of the system, and you can go drive it and you're done. Efficiency. Definitely something you should invest in as a technician. Vacuum filling cooling systems is here to stay. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell notification. If you didn't like the video, maybe you prefer working on 1980s cars, well, give me a thumbs down. Comments, always appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.